Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR My Career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on Martinsville Speedway, where this weekend we had an announcement, actually a very interesting one. Jeff Gordon, Hendrick Motorsports would drop the news that they will be doing a seat swap with Formula One star Juan Pablo Montoya in just a few months' time at Indianapolis road course. That is going to be very exciting, as Jeff Gordon will be hopping in an F1 car. Juan Pablo Montoya will be hopping in Jeff Gordon's number 24 DuPont Chevrolet Monte Carlo, as I'm very excited to see that in action as we come through into some racing ourselves here from Martinsville. And very solid rookie season we have had so far. It's been like a week since the last episode. I do apologize, and also this video is going out kind of on short notice. I had one heck of a whirlwind getting everything ready for this episode. I had to update my PC and update some drivers, re-download my audio stuff for my microphone for whatever reason, and fortunately now everything is working properly, so I think I just need to get my audio levels worked on, because I think my mic is a little bit on the quiet side, so I'll boost it hopefully in the editing once this is all said and done. However, we're coming into, Martinsville, a track that I adore, and Jimmy Johnson leads the standings fresh off of a win from Michael Waltrip in Talladega last episode. And for us, of course, we were running up towards the front and nearly won the race. Both super speedway races, we've been in position to fight for the win this season. Of course, we're going to get two more shots at it throughout this season with another race at Daytona, as well as going to Talladega later on in the season. Now as we come through, though, into qualifying, a goal of a 20.311 on the top right there, and I kind of messed up turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, going a little bit wide now, and on the exit of the corner down the front straightaway to the line, we're still going to put up a decent effort. A 20.272 beats the goal time, put us P19 for this Xfinity 500. Very, very happy with that qualifying effort. The question is, though, can we move forward? I think so. And looking at the rest of the order, Sterling Marlin and Jeff Burton on the front row over Matt Kenseth, Labonte, Kevin Harvick, your top 5. Dale Jr. there, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace all inside the top 10. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson just outside the top 10 running positions. As you see the rest of your running order across the screen now, all the way towards the bottom of the grid, Joe Nemechek, and all the way at the very bottom, Jack Sprague, joined by Jeff Green in that number 30 RCR Chevrolet, as we get ready to roll here Sunday afternoon. Last episode, it was member Zenith Harris actually picking up the win with that number 15 team for Michael Waltrip and that Dale Earnhardt Incorporated team. Who's it going to be today on that front row? You got two winners this season of Sterling Marlin, who stole the win in Atlanta, Jeff Burton as well with that win at Texas. He looks for some strength here again this weekend as we are getting ready to roll for this race. Now, Dave Blaney didn't have a good practice session. Look for him to maybe struggle today. Dale Jr. Had a great qualifying effort, but crashed during qualifying somehow. He will start at the back after crashing and qualifying after qualifying really well. But nonetheless, we move up a spot because of that. We get ready to go green. Here we go. 175 laps of racing in Martinsville. Down into turn 1. Marlin and Burton lead the field to green. Martin 3 wide already. And how about Michael Waltrip, your Talladega winner, 3 wide as well, as we exit turn 2 down this back straightaway. Already drivers getting after it, getting the elbows out as we're on the outside of that number 10 Valvoline Pontiac of Johnny Benson. He's going to go 3 wide on the exit of turn 4. I'm going to jump to the outside of the 22 of Ward Burton down this front straightaway, and into turn 1 we'll fan back out to just 2 by 2. Of course, the outside lane, not where you want to be at Martinsville. You want to be on that bottom to gain the time. The shortest way around this track is always the way to go. Now in next gen, things have kind of changed. You can actually make that outside line work a bit, but yeah, I mean, of course, this era, it's just all about kind of being on the inside, and I'm going to now jump down in front of Burton here to kind of cut him off, and actually allowing the 5 of Terry Labonte to get up right to my back bumper. My car, though, not launching off the corners very well, and we bleed speed all the way down into the next corner. Now, fortunately, the next corner is not far away. Of course, the straightaways are very short here in Martinsville, but unfortunately, I get the outside wall right there, so that allows Burton past me, and it wasn't long after, on lap 5, well, the number 5 car of Terry Labonte was able to get up the inside here through turns 3 and off of turn 4. We're going to be side by side coming through to the start-finish line, and I was continuing to try and actually roll this second lane here as Ken Schrader was now coming up behind us in that number 49 as we dropped down to 22nd position into turn 1. That 49 is going to launch one up the inside, and now he'll pass us here as we exit turn 2 down this back straight away, catching the outside wall just a little bit again now as we have come to lap 8 already, and now up the inside there of Michael Waltrip, who's kind of fallen back a little bit here into turn number 1. Spinner in front, the 5. Terry Labonte goes around. I get some damage on the front, slamming into the back of fellow Rookie of the Year candidate there, Tony Raines. Caution out for the first time here today. And it looks like everybody's going to stay on the racetrack except for Terry Labonte, who I would assume maybe he is out of the race. Yes, he is. He is done. Terry Labonte's race is over. Everybody stays out. We go back racing here from Martinsville now down into turn 1 on lap 13. Look in the mirror. How about, well, in the windshield, first of all, 3 wide again. But Robbie Gordon, I was going to point out, your Darlington winner who had one heck of a start to the season, first of all. And ever since his win in Darlington, that number 31 team has not really been a threat whatsoever. They have completely fallen off a cliff. So very interesting to watch that dynamic of where they were kind of running really well, showing some good pace. They pull off a win, and then they win the race, and it's game over. Now, in modern day NASCAR with a playoff format, that kind of works. You know, a team maybe not expecting to win, but they get the win, they get in the playoffs, so now they can focus on the playoffs. They don't have that luxury now. You're racing for the entire season. Now, we know as well NASCAR is going to be switching next season to a new format in 2004 called The Chase, which will consist of 10 races. Now, I am going to probably implement a bit of a different version of the Chase format when we get there, because I want it to be a bit more rewarding for drivers that run well in those first 26 races. I personally think the Chase format had some flaws for the most part. They obviously, as the Chase kind of continued on, they really worked out some of those flaws, but I think there's still some tweaks that could be made to make that format better, so that's something I'm looking at implementing on my own there going forward. So yeah, stay tuned. We won't really announce those until next season now, as we look to the inside here of the 38 of Elliott Sadler now, and he's kind of dropping back now after he was able to pass me on the restart. So now we'll get the spot here and move back into the top 25, just behind Ricky Craven there, your Daytona 500 winner. Now is actually, speaking of Ricky Craven, turn 3, lap 23, tire down on the Tide Pontiac. Caution out again here from Martinsville, and look at this, some split strategy. Burton and Harvick are going to stay out. Several drivers are going to come in, and I'm going to stay out. I'm gonna go for track position on this one. We are P25. We've still got 31 laps of fuel. This only works, really, if we get a caution before we have to pit. So we gain 15 positions, and now we're in the top 10 as we head down this front straightaway to retake the green flag. We're only on, what, lap 27? We've still got a lot of work to do, a lot of racing to do, I should say. Right behind the 49, though, of Ken Schrader now, and there goes Kenny Wallace in the number 23 past me here into turn number 3, and as well, even Jack Sprague is joining the conversation as we exit turn number 4, getting into the back of the 49 as we continue to kind of get a little bit physical in these early going laps. Now, Jeff Burton out in front, though, in that number 99, looking very strong. He was able to get that lead right off the bat from, of course, the 40 of Sterling Marlin. Now, as Jeff Gordon's up there to P2. Gordon, of course, has had some rough luck this season. You know, the issues in Texas, a terrible finish in Talladega, who was once leading the points after a win in Bristol. In just a couple of races, things have changed very quickly. The points right now among the top 10 drivers are really, really close, and I mean, even we are in the conversation. We have been punching well above our weight of what this car is capable of, and we are certainly going to be turning heads, and that's the big thing. And you know, right now we stayed out for track position, and it's working out. We are now making a pass on Todd Bodine and moving ourselves up into P9, and now we're behind the number 2 of Rusty Wallace in that Penske Miller Lite Dodge. So, I mean, we are really doing a good job hanging on to this track position. If you look at the track map, you can kind of see a couple of groups right there, and there is some slower cars that are holding up some drivers, and that's what's helping us. Now, as here comes Greg Biffle up my inside. Now, another rookie on the season now, as we are in the same rookie class as the Biff, and well, he's going to pass me through turn 1, and, well, yeah, really couldn't do anything about that. Biffle's got some really good speed in that 16 car right now, as he is also going to, after passing me, go to the inside of Rusty Wallace, and, I mean, pretty easily done there for the number 16. So as we watch Biffle drive away, we are hounding the back of the 2 of Rusty Wallace here, and quite physically as well. I was getting a little bit impatient, and we've already been a bit aggressive. We wrecked this guy in Darlington. We've had a run in a practice session with him as well. So, I mean, Rusty Wallace, probably not a big fan of myself right now. He hasn't really spoken out too much yet, but, I mean, we are really leaning on the back of him. And we're, you know, kind of got that rep of being that young guy that's really kind of terrorizing a little bit now, as Jeff Gordon actually has gone to the lead at a track he has been very successful at. Well, that's short-lived. He's already lost the lead, as now Jeff Burton returns. And actually, the 24's got an issue, as I'm saying that, his teammates around. That's Joe Nemechek into the inside wall, and as that was happening, Jeff Gordon, look up ahead. Jeff Gordon's got smoke pouring out of the back of his DuPont Chevrolet. Gordon goes from leading to some issues under the engine. So 2 Hendrick cars have problems in like literally the same time, and everybody pretty well pits, and including myself. Except for, like, I think Dave Blaney and Ward Burton remain on the racetrack. So as we go back green, Joe Nemechek's day is over. 300 cars have had problems. Jeff Gordon's still in the race. Now, as I get hit from behind, but there you see on the inside, there's Nemechek in the pits now. So Jeff Gordon just had problems. That's put him down the order after taking the lead here in Martinsville. Terry Labonte had a tire go down. He crashed early on, and now Joe Nemechek crashes as well down the back straightaway. The only 100 car without any issue so far is at number 48, Lowe's Chevrolet, your point leader of Jimmy Johnson. They're 3 wide behind us. We're passing Dave Blaney, who is in the way. Jeff Burton back out in front in that number 99 for Roush, as we are once again on the back of the 2 of Rusty Wallace here on lap 58, kind of on that back bumper now, as Ken Schrader's going to peek up my inside here into turn 3. I am going to be gracious. I'm going to leave that room there that he's entitled to, and I mean really tight on the exit there of turn 4. That's going to really allow him to easily make that pass, and then Kevin Harvick's going to be right there on my bumper as well. So as we exit turn 2, now Harvick's going to pass us in that good wrench number 29. Kevin Harvick looking strong early in the season here, as well, of course, Harvick in his second full-time season looking to be, or third full-time season, sorry, looking to be competing for a Cup Series, a Winston Cup Series championship, that is. Now, as we come to lap 65 now, back up the inside of the 49 of Schrader, as how about Ward Burton actually maintaining track position after restarting P1, but look at the track map. Jeff Burton is on another level. I say on another level, I mean, we just saw he can be passed. Jeff Gordon did get up there and take the lead, but he is still super fast nonetheless, and he is just driving away, is pretty well almost half the track ahead of myself right now, is now to 103 laps to go at this point, and once again, we're behind the Miller Lite Dodge of Rusty Wallace and just can't quite pass him. Dave Blaney restarted on the front row, and he is now a lap down. As, well, caution's out again, as you're going to see, of course, Burton, Wallace, Benson there, your top 3. We're going to pit, everybody's going to pit for tires and fuel. And you see, well, actually, it's the 31 of Robbie Gordon blowing a right front tire, and I thought he had it saved until he didn't. Caution's out. We'll get ready to go back green. Not a good day for Robbie Gordon as we gain a spot and move up into P6 from the pit stops now, and Jeff Burton and Kenny Wallace lead the field to green. Johnny Benson doesn't get going. You see the view from the pit wall into turn number 1. 3 wide behind us into turn 1 and 2. 4 wide even. We saw him briefly there here in Martinsville. That is not a combination I expected. Martinsville and 4 wide rarely works out. 3 wide can be quite hazardous when it comes to Martinsville now, as Tony Stewart, defending champion. Been a bit of a slump start to the season. He's up the inside now looking for P6. Can Tony Stewart really start to turn the season around? I say he's been on a bit of a slump start, but he's in the top 5 in the standings, and he's having a great season in terms of the points. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it seems like a bit of a slump, but he is still very much a threat. Consistency will be key throughout this season, and he is going to really, I think, show that. And I think another guy that's going to show that's the same guy that won the championship in real life in 2003, and that's Matt Kenseth, who's been qualifying so well all season long, but he hasn't had any wins to his name. Of course, when he won this championship in real life in 2003, he only had one win that season, and of course that kind of NASCAR used that as a bit of an excuse to kind of move on into a new format as we come through now to lap 84 into turn 3, and now we're kind of starting to drop back down a little bit here. Some faster cars are starting to trickle their way back up front. Mark Martin, for example. I've got Sterling Marlin here, your pole sitter, now back up my inside, now trying to pass us down the front straightaway. So we're dropping back down to the bottom of the top 10. We're not even halfway through this race yet. We still got 90 laps to go. We're just a couple laps shy of halfway now as Ken Schrader's going to get up my inside. And for the first time since like lap 30, we're going to be outside of the top 10. We did a really good job hanging on to a strong position, as look who would drop down to P10 as the laps would go on. Of course, it's the number 2 of Rusty Wallace. I cannot escape this guy. All race long, it feels like, ever since we stayed out early to get the track position, we have been racing around Rusty Wallace, and it seems like even when I drop back, he says, you know what, I want to be back there with you, just so you can have to look at my rear bumper now. And I'm staring down that rear bumper of that Miller Lite Dodge now, and I was actually starting to try different things, move up the racetrack on entrance, diamond it on the exit, and try to get the run, and using his bumper, and I just couldn't get this 2 out of the way. Now, one thing that was helping me, behind me, Jeremy Mayfield. He's a bit slow, but he's just fast enough to hold back everybody out, so no one's able to get past him right now, and therefore I am able to stay ahead and not have to worry about anybody running me down as of yet. Now 74 to go, and Jeff Burton has been working his way through some traffic, so he's not too far ahead right now. He's in turn 3 as we're about halfway down the back straightaway. You can see that group of cars up there as well. So Kevin Harvick, who's also joining the conversation, might have a chance to get to the lead of this race here before we know it now, as we are getting up to this group as well as these laps continue on, and you can see this trunk of cars that are really kind of off the pace and slowing up everybody as Jeff Burton and the rest of this top 10 are all trying to navigate their way through. We are right on the back still of this 2 of Rusty Wallace now, as we are well under, of course, at this point, that 100 lap to go mark, 69 to be exact here, and I'm going to go to the outside of the 2 of Wallace. Still can't quite make it work. I think, it's going to be really hard to pass for me, just with the lack of straight line speed that we have on the straightaways, so we're really going to have to embrace getting physical and moving drivers out of the way, which is, something I'm pretty embracive of, I feel like now, in this career mode. So I don't really have a problem with it, but at the same time, I do worry about making rivals as we hold on. Spinner in turn 4. That's Jack Sprague, and the number 0 caution is going to fly. Actually, my AI slammed into the back of Rusty Wallace when that caution came out, so we do pick up some visual damage. Everybody's going to pit. Jack Sprague's day is over, and we don't lose or gain anything here and get ready to restart from P11. Here we go. Jeff Burton leads the field back to green. My car does not take off at all on the restart, obviously from that contact after the caution. Now is Dale Jr. What a move from the top. Clears me, sends it 3 wide to the inside. He just passed 4 cars in a matter of 1 corner. What a restart there for the Budweiser number 8 of Dale Jr., who started at the back of the field. To start at the back of the field in Martinsville and keep yourself on the lead lap, and at this point now be up nearly in the top 5. That is a very impressive feat, and that shows you how fast that number 8 car is. Could Dale Jr. maybe be a sneaky threat to win this race? We're going to find out as time goes on, as the Chip Ganassi driver of Jamie McMurray is able to pass us there into turn 3. We are continuing to kind of trickle down the order, unfortunately, here with 58 laps to go. We saw earlier, before we had stayed out and had gained that track position, we were running outside of the top 20, so it's not a surprise that as this race continues on, some faster cars are starting to come back up the field. It's taken them a long time, but we're starting to, kind of go back further and further as Matt Kenseth now is up my inside. As well, there you go, him up into P13. Can Kenseth maybe rebound to a really strong effort here, get himself inside the top 10? Here comes Ricky Craven, brought out a caution earlier in the race, and now here he is passing me as well. It's been a rough season for Ricky Craven in that number 32 ever since winning that Daytona 500. So we'll let him go down the front straightaway. Not really let him go. I didn't have any speed to even fight him. But Jeff Burton continues to lead. If Jeff Burton loses this race, I'm going to be shocked, but never say never. I mean, now with the new rules this season implemented with NASCAR overtime and double file restarts becoming a thing here in 2003, anything can and likely will happen and has happened this season already. So, well, I speak it into existence because without any of the gimmicks, Kevin Harvick just briefly took the lead from Burton, and there he goes taking the lead again. So Kevin Harvick now into the conversation to lead this race here in Martinsville, as Harvick looking for his second win on the season. We have yet to see a multi-time winner here in 2003. Could today be the first day we see it? I mean, odds are pointing to yes right now if it's the 99 or the 29 fighting for the win, but caution is out with 38 laps to go, meaning we all can pit from here and make it to the end of this race. Now, I'm going to take 4 tires. I am expecting some drivers are going to take 2, as it was actually Mark Martin who would go for a spin, a little 360 no scope, and he of course is able to get back going from P6, as we'll see if he remains in the race or not. But yeah, we actually gained 4 positions unexpectedly. I thought we were going to lose track position. Martin drops down to 15th, so Martin's still in the race, and he can still recover. So as we get ready to go back green, how about this? Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton both running away down the racetrack and into turn 1. Burton's going to send it in. 3 wide right there for the lead. Jeff Burton's not going to be stopped here from Martinsville. He restarted P3 as Dale Jr. had been promoted to the front row. And now Jeff Burton back to the lead, the mayor here in Martinsville, looking for a second win on the season now, as I'm to the inside of Rusty Wallace in that Miller Lite number 2. 33 laps to go. He clears us into turn 1. I'll let him have it there, as I'm trying not to beat off his back bumper while he checks up, and I hit his bumper anyways. But as we head down this back straightaway now, here comes Craven. Not much I can do there. He'll get us into turn number 3, and we're going to go all race long without a need of a green flag pit stop. Not too surprised about that here in Martinsville, but similar to how Texas played out, we didn't need any green flag pit stops there as well. So yeah, I mean, it really kind of, I would say, usually eliminates some strategy, but we saw plenty of strategy even without green flag pit stops here today in Martinsville. And unfortunately, though, at the end of the race, everything's kind of balancing itself out, and I'm kind of entering struggle city a little bit here, down to P14, as Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon are just behind us. Jeff Gordon has not really rebounded very well since he had his engine troubles, and he's been trying to rally his way back forward, but as we have seen, it takes quite a while. Jeff Gordon just sent it 3 wide. Okay, he heard me. He goes 3 wide on the inside of Mears and Martin and goes through, and now he passes me as well. So Jeff Gordon's going to get up to 14th position, and he's going to continue to try and work his way forward. Now, as you can see me trying different things at this point, running high, trying to exit low and build up a run. Unfortunately, that went directly against me, and I actually left the door wide open for Casey Mears to go up my inside here into turn number 3. So now we'll be side by side. You got Mark Martin, you got Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson's been running like absolute garbage all day long. Not a good day for your points leader, as he is right on my back bumper here as we exit turn 2. Now coming up on just what's going to be 26 laps now to go as we hit lap 150, and Jeff Burton is in complete control of this race once again, as now Martin up my inside as we head down this back straightaway. We are probably going to drop right here to 18th. Jimmy Johnson here, and then behind Jimmy Johnson is the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield, who's kind of been off the pace all race. He's got top 20 pace, but he's still not that quick, and anyone that's behind him has had a terrible time trying to pass him. So to my expectation, that's what would happen. Mayfield would kind of drop back, and no one's able to pass him. Elliott Sadler is the only one trying to pass him right now. So now, in these final 15 or so laps, it's just turning into a battle between myself and a fellow rookie of the 41 of Casey Mears, who's having a really respectable run here today as well in Martinsville. Martinsville is not an easy track your first time around as a NASCAR Cup Series driver, so the fact that we spent a large chunk of this race inside the top 10, I'm pretty proud of. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite worked out, and we've dropped to 18th, battling for 17th. You can see me trying a lot of different things, trying to build up a run down the back straightaway into turn 3 or into turn 1, wherever it might be. And right now, Jeff Burton is just hoping that we stay green to the end of this race, because he is in control, looking for that second win. We're right to the back of that target, number 41, but not quite close enough. Now 5 laps to go at this point here from Martinsville, and things are looking pretty good for Jeff Burton's number 99. 99 as we are beating on that back bumper of the 41 now, doing what we can. I don't have enough speed to get a run and pass him on the inside. We are going to have to try and unsettle his car, but that in itself is a challenge as well, as we come up to the final couple of laps at this point now. Once again, lapping the 77 of Dave Blaney. He is unbelievably slow today. I can't believe he stayed out earlier and put himself on the front row. But now Jeff Burton takes the white flag here from Martinsville, and we are about to have our first two-time winner, it looks like now, on the season as we roll through off of turn 4, clipping the curb. Actually, that's going to completely kill my corner and any chance I probably had to beat Casey Mears off turn 4. Jeff Burton down the front straightaway. He's going to come through to take victory in that number 99 sit-go Ford, as we now coming up towards the finish ourselves are going to have to settle for an 18th place result. Not terrible by any means, but definitely would have hoped for more as we cross the stripe and end up P18. Jeff Burton, that was his 19th career win, tying him with Bobby Labonte at 19 wins, and also a win for the member of Lexpert, his second win as a member this season, being on that number 99 team as one of the tire changers. Reminder, if you do want to be part of the lore, you can actually join the Going Pit Crew membership and become a randomly assigned spot on the teams in this career mode. Now, Jimmy Johnson, even after a rough day, is still at the top of the standings. We still managed to find ourselves in P6, but that number, we know we're going to continue to drop down the order. Jeff Gordon still outside the top 10. As you can see, we're going to have to go down to 13th to even find him, but he had a decent rebound on the day. Now, is there some big drivers that are looking to turn their seasons around going into Auto Club next episode? I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.